and welcome to Scrapping on the Fly. My name is Kristen, and I am here on a Sunday, so it is Scraplift Crafternoon time. This is a hop where we find something that inspires us, and me and a group of my friends get together and we scraplift it. And this week, Kimberly with I'd Rather Be Scrapbooking found this layout by Ruth at Crazy's Chaotic Crafts. It is a Halloween scene build layout, and I'm going to go ahead and go with Halloween as well. I've got 2 pictures instead of 1 like she has, but I've cut them down a little. And I have a ton of Halloween stash. A ton. That's not even all of it. That's just quite a bit of it. And I mean, it's ridiculous, y'all. So I've got some coordination paper and American Crafts paper that I've pulled out. And then I've got a bunch of scraps that I want to use, or at least try and use some of. And so I'm hoping to get a bunch of this stash used up. I'm thrilled with how much I use, but it doesn't look like I did much in the end. So I've got my papers, my embellishments, my pictures, and this layout to go by. So let's see how this goes. So first things first, I've already cut my papers down and they are set aside. And now I'm going to build the background for my picture to be matted on. And I really wanted to use some of these scraps, but none of them were big enough for either to mat one of the pictures or even both of them. So I'm just going to make my own. And I love doing this because it's a great way to use little pieces of scrap that I have left. And I'm really bad about keeping all the sizes. I mean, you can see how small the pieces that I have are. It's pretty ridiculous, but it's fine. It's helping me right now. So I just build a ton of them on here, and then I'm just going to cover the gaps with the pictures, and then I trim it down. And I love doing that. I black matted the whole thing on black so that it would all pop off of this background paper that is super busy with candy. And I felt like candy was a good option for Halloween. So I am going to kind of stick with the candy theme, as well as, like, my niece is like a vampire and then the boys are both superheroes. And so I really kind of stick with a witch kind of theme, really, even though no one's dressed up like a witch. But that's okay because it was something I had a lot of and I really wanted to try and use. So I do. I go through my huge pile of embellishments, set the ones I know I want to try and use over to the right, the ones that I might use to the left, and the ones I know I'm not going to use, I put away. There were a lot of really large embellishments, and I didn't want to do that because the scene on the original layout is just like the bottom, 3 or 4 inches of the page. And I'm kind of wanting to stick with that as well. I don't mind it coming up to the picture, but I don't want it being like a big mountain down there. It's going to be busy enough because I'm going to do a whole lot of layering and just kind of shoving things here and sticking things there purposefully, not just kind of random. And so I really want to keep the embellishments I'm using a little bit on the smaller side. So I put some bats kind of in different places. I've got like some spiders hanging around. I did use these corner pieces that are like photo holders. I used those in the top right corner and the bottom left corner. And I'm just going to go through and fill the bottom of this layout. So I mostly fill it with pumpkins first, and then I go in and kind of add a bunch of witch things like a cauldron, witches' hats, black cats, things like that. And then I'm going to come back in and just tuck some more stuff. I have already done this voiceover once, and my iMovie was being not very nice and said, nah, I do not accept that. And I feel like I'm talking 90 miles an hour. Y'all are going to think I ate all the candy on that paper because my ADHD is like on fire. I have had some sweet stuff today, but not that much. It's like fruit snacks. But anyway, the point is, so now, now I've lost my train of what I'm doing. Whew, gosh, y'all. Okay, so I have like some recollections, which embellishments that I use the entire package of. I used a bunch of like Jolie's by You, things like that. The little thing that I just put on there just now with the little witch's feet hanging down and the witch's hat that's underneath it and things like that, that is from Recollections. And I was looking on the package to see if there was a date, but I don't see one. But man, I've had some of this stuff since my kids were really little, and my son is going to be 15 in like a month. And so he's not trick-or-treating anymore. And so I don't know what I'm going to do with all these embellishments. I am going back. So I will have like 2014 back to 2009 when my son was a baby. So maybe I can get some of it used up, but I don't know. You saw how much I had, y'all. Whew. So in the original layout, she has a banner that's going from like the left to the top middle of that, the upper left corner. And I don't really have a banner. Like I've got a bunch of like, not branding strips, but border strips. That's the word I'm looking for. But they're straight. They don't have like a curve to them. And so I use this Trick or Treat. I back mat it on white and fussy cut it out and put it up here. And then I use a couple of little green enamel dots that came with that cauldron at the bottom. And then I also use some black enamel accents to make my own little banner. And I am thrilled with the way that turned out. I do add some spiders up there in the top corner as well. My best friend hates those. We call them the S word. We don't normally say that word. But she's not going to be watching this. Bree, if you've gotten this far, don't watch this. So I get all of that on there, and then I finished off with a title down at the bottom, and I just used the word sweet from a puffy thickers collection, and that is it. I love the way this turned out. It is really, really busy at the bottom. Of course, that background paper is super busy, but I think it's so much fun. A great way to use up a lot of stash, so I'm excited about getting that stuff on here. Those little skeletons, y'all, are so cute, and I've tucked them in all over the place, and I'm so excited for how cute that turned out. So anyway, I hope you'll go down below in the description box to the playlist and check out all the other ladies who are hopping along with Scraplift Crafternoon, as well as Ruth with Crazy's Chaotic Crafts. Any information we have on her will be down there as well. And I hope you'll come back and see me again really soon. Hope you have a great night. Hope you get a chance today to do something you love with someone you love. And happy scrapping!